Dryer finds are mine. 8-year-old versus dad. In Ian's past, I was once a youth. Growing up, my parents were pretty big on teaching their best and only less than child how to do things himself. This, in parent speak, meant that I was taught chores very young. I have been helping do laundry, dishes, the lawn, and cleaning since early elementary school. We all took care of the laundry, doing everyone else's along with ours when needed. So, there were rules in place. Any change found in the dryer became the property of the person unloading the dryer. 8-year-old Bailey was extremely distraught one day to find that my fortune of $10 whole had gone through the wash and was claimed out of the dryer by my dad. I was furious. I demanded back the $10, but my lovely dad reminded me of the rules. It was his to keep fair game. At this point, I decided that I would be the only person to unload the dryer. My parents were very pleasantly surprised that for months they never had to pull out the clothes and start the folding process, since I'd just grab the laundry and fold while binging Cartoon Network. Eventually, what started as a desperate attempt to guard my various petty treasures gave way to the perfect opportunity for malicious compliance. You see, this was the very early 2000s. My dad wasn't yet keen on keeping all his cash on cards, so he kept most of his money in cash. On this particular day, he left $200 in his pocket, and doing the laundry meant that it was mine. All mine. I silently stuffed the cash in my tiny coin bank in my room, pleased with my lucrative haul. Eventually, my dad discovered that he was short a large sum of money and tore apart his office and bedroom, looking for it, before he recalled that he had left it in his jeans pocket. Despite my subtlety, I was quickly confronted. The rule was rescinded, and I was only allowed to keep $50. But again, to an 8-year-old, this was a king's ransom. I had emerged, mostly victorious. At 8 years old, that's big. I used to give my first grader a $20 bill for allowance. Then I'd do the laundry and give her the same $20 the next week. And the next. Went on for ages before I felt bad and clued her in. She stopped keeping folding money in her pockets. Your dad should have taken the lesson and let you keep it all. Totally unfair. I'm glad you at least got more than your $10 back. And I hope you stopped unloading the dryer now that the rule was gone. I had this same rule. My daughter had gotten some birthday money and put it in her pocket. She was around 11 or 12, old enough to be doing her own laundry. One day I was transferring my clothes over, but her was still in the dryer. I started to take her clothes out when she come running to dryer yelling she will do it. She starts digging and sure enough she left a $50 bill in her pockets. She knows I would have kept it too. Lol. What I would have done was put in my pocket and asked her to change over laundry so she would have found it. My dad used to play a game with my sister and I when we were around 7 and 10-ish. We had to clean the house, vacuum, mop, collect laundry, wash dishes and countertops. All of it. The reward was everything in his wallet. He always had at least a little cash. And usually we'd get about $20 a piece. He took credit for cleaning. A win-win. Except one time. It was near the end of the month, and Mom was still at work for a few hours, so he offered the gamble that was the cleanup game. And we took that challenge. It took us about 2 hours to clean everything. He was sitting on his computer when we told him we were done. He reached for his wallet, and a look of horrific realization came over his face. Rent. He had rent in cash in his wallet. My sister and I each got $350 as a 7 and 10-year-old. And he never offered the gamble again.
Where's your $10?
This is the rule at our house. Every once in a while I leave $1,520 in my pocket. Wife dances around flashing the bills and heads out for a Starbucks. Keeps her happy. I called it the laundry fairy. Kept a tidy sum that my then husband had forgotten. I did tell him if he could tell me how much it was, I'd give it back to him. He wasn't even close. I figure if you don't know how much you had, you can't really miss it that much. Dad didn't think 10 was a big deal, but in kid terms that's the same as 200. So, you basically got a 1,000 bonus by giving back 150. Lol. Time to call Dad out for being a jerk and demand your $150. Me and my youngest had that rule, although she forgot to tell me that we did. Bless her though. She took me out to dinner with her fines. Hey, it's not like it was originally my money. Spouse really needs to remember to empty the pockets. Our rule was, laundry lady strikes it rich, regardless of the gender of said laundry lady. At any rate, I found my dad's $100 in the laundry. He needed it that day. So we came to a compromise. I loaned him my $100 bill and he gave me a new $100 on the next payday. I was 10. Your dad should give you $2.50 of your $10 back. My mom always called that the laundry tax. If I was dad I would have let you keep it. $200 is a great deal for not having to fold and put away the laundry for the next decade or so. Well, technically 25% victorious. Oh my gosh, you were rich. By an 8-year-old's standards. I want my $210. When I first got with my then future, now ex-husband, I gathered up all our laundry and as I headed out the door to the laundry room I told him, I'm going to see how much money I can make. He looked at me puzzled. I told him any money I find in the pockets or dryer were mine. He didn't like that. I never did another load of his laundry again. Win-win. Laundries are.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.